Hey coin collectors, and welcome to the DC Coin Roll International coin channel. And today we're going to take a look at some 1963 Lincoln 1 cent coins. And one of the things that people often ask is they say, look, we saw PCGS, which is one of the professional grading services. They talk about red Lincoln pennies and brown Lincoln pennies and red brown pennies, and what is a red penny? Well, look here on the right, and I think you can see one. Notice how this has a pinkish red to it. This one over here has a kind of a brownish yellow to it. These are both good looking coins. A little bit of background there, and not so sharp in here, but they're not heavily used. It says Liberty behind Lincoln, In God We Trust above his head, 1963, and then right here is a D for Denver. 1963 was one of the odd years for Denver. In 1963, the Denver Mint made 1 billion more pennies than the Philadelphia Mint. Denver made 1.77 billion, and Philadelphia made 757 million. So it's a smooth edge coin, of course. And then when we tip it over, we see nowhere near as good from the back as it did look in from the front. It says United States of America at the top, E pluribus unum here, and these are dots here if we magnify those. This is the Lincoln Memorial, good kind of vision of Lincoln way down inside there sitting on a really large chair. There's a V, a D, and a B right there, right above my... And it doesn't look good. It looks worn, and there's some blacking there. Victor David Brenner, who originally engraved this coin, designed this coin. You can see some more of that redding here. So this is a much redder coin. This is a 1963 from Philadelphia, because there's no mint mark. The only two mint marks for this year are these ones. However, they did make a proof coin in 1963 with a no mint mark on it. It's a proof, though. That proof penny from 1963, proof 65, is only worth $6. So it's almost worth getting a proof if you can in a proof set. Unfortunately, the proof set, they made 3 million proof sets, and they sold them for $2.10 each, and now they sell them for $22 to $25. But if you can get a proof set penny, and you can get the proof set, what do they look like if they were just been circulated a lot? Well, here's one. Now this is just a sweet, sweet coin. Look at the coloring in here. Look at the purples, the pinks. 1963, again we have the D for the Denver Mint here. This is called the patina, which is just kind of with the salt from people's hands. This has a spot up here where you can actually see the copper turning a little green. But just beautiful colors in here. This is what a general circulation coin looks like. Now let's compare the Ds. The general circulation coin with the D of a coin that has not had much use, and you can see how the D actually gets a little worn there. This is a beautiful D. This is a beautiful year here. You see how the year gets worn down here. And then if we try to look for the Victor David Brenner, guess what? This one's better than the other one was. So we see very clearly the indentations of the V, the D, and the B there. That's just beautiful. So this one, even though it looks much less shiny, has some pretty good characteristics. We flip it over to the back and we see, well, not so much on the back. In fact, it's even hard to read the Frank Gasparo, the FG there. And Lincoln is some kind of specter in the back of the Lincoln Memorial. What about a Philadelphia? This one is, look at just the little coloring in there. So that's the 63 without the mint mark. Again, you see the bow tie here. You can really see the VDB on this one. This is a good one. And then we flip it over and we see that, pretty good FG there. But Lincoln is pretty worn out. In fact, you can't even see the steps. Let's take a look at those steps again. The steps aren't how you value a Lincoln penny, but the steps certainly on this, you can see all the different steps as you go up. And we turn over to this one and you can see none of the different steps as you go up. The Lincoln pennies. The Philadelphia at a MS65 worth $12 to $10 to $12. Denver at an MS65, which is mint state 65. In other words, shinier and better than this, but it wasn't a proof coin. 12 to 15 bucks. They do have some value, but they have to be in really, really good condition. And probably the best bet these days would be to get a proof 65. Get the proof set for $22, however cheap you can get it. and then you get your penny from there, and I think you'll be in great shape. All right, that's all we have today from DC Coin World International Coin Channel. We'd love to have you subscribe to our channel and leave any comments you might have in the comments section.